Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another video about one of our favorite subjects on Earth.
So let's talk the one reason that you must go to Disney World.
I am channeling my inner Hades today because if you follow us on Instagram, you saw that I added to my left sleeve on a couple days ago, whenever that was, and I got Hades.
And it looks
right
so
there.
good.
I mean, he did a great job coloring that thing.
He really did. He really did.
And then I also got Dr. Facilier in there, so.
They are both in the healing process right now.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got the salve stuff all smothered on there, and
that's why they're shiny. So yeah, I got the Harry Potter black and gray sleeve here. That one's done. And then I've got the Disney villains. We're doing that one in color. So I got Lock, Shock, Barrel, and Oogie Boogie a little over a month ago. And then Hades, Dr. Facilier, and we'll see. I've got some more room on the back side here, a little bit wrapping around right here. So we'll put some more characters, villains in there, and then put a background. I think 2 more sittings and I'll be done. So
it's very exciting.
Looking forward to that day. That was a painful 5.5 hours, I will tell you that. All right, so we're starting a new series today called Let's Chat, and we are going to just have a conversation. And what we thought would be a really, really great topic is what we consider to be the one reason you would ever consider to go to Disney World.
Yeah, so I think that we should start off by talking about that there's lots of reasons to go to Disney World, right? I mean, I can think of multiple reasons, but there's really one reason that it boils down to.
So the main reason, the only reason to go to Disney World for us is for the memories.
Yes.
That's really why we moved here. It's all about nostalgia. It's all about reliving those memories with our kids, the memories that we made when we were young, growing up, coming to Disney World, and the memories that we hope that we will make in the future with grandkids and just the 2 of us living here and going in and around the parks.
Thinking back over the past over a decade that we have been going to Disney with our family, I start thinking about those trips and floods of memories come back to where that is truly the reason that it boils down to why we spend the money, why we go, because ultimately, even though our kids may not remember those core memories that I have and that Dan has from like those first trips that we went on, we remember them and we remember the looks on their faces, and that's why we went. A lot of times people will question, when is the right time to take my child to Disney and what age is the best age and all of that. And honestly, I think the answer is all of them. And I often hear that I want to wait to take them until they're old enough to remember, but that's not the point. The point is the memories that you're making as well.
So before we get too far into this, we do want to mention that if you are looking to plan your next magical vacation to Disney World, that's what we do. We moved our family here so that we could grow our travel agency, specializing in Disney, Universal, all cruise lines, and some all-inclusive resorts. It's called Fantastical Vacations, and we would love to help. Speaking of, we do get a lot of questions from clients about reasons to go to Disney, and there are a ton of reasons not to go to Disney, maybe now more so than ever, from the cost increases to the crowd levels, which by the way are actually getting better now that spring break is over. Thank you. To the difficulty of it, right? And so that's where we step in and we kind of help navigate the best way to plan a Disney day and a Disney trip. But it's very, very complicated to figure out everything from dining reservations to Genie Plus, individual Lightning Lane, Magic Band Plus, how to do online check-ins, and what kind of resort to book, if it's like value, moderate, deluxe, good neighbor hotels, that kind of thing. And so it almost seems too overwhelming to even mess with. But let me tell you, like, when you are there and if you can let all of the noise go, that is what we love about it, and that is what we try to pass on to everyone that listens to the podcast or that watches our videos or that we can help plan these vacations, is that try not to get sucked into all of that extra stuff. Try to be in the moment, and then that will allow you to make those memories that you will cherish forever.
You want to have this planned vacation, and a lot of times people go into it thinking that they have to plan every minute of their whole trip and know exactly where they're going to be at all different times of the day. But ultimately, if you just let the magic happen and you just soak in the moment, it turns out to be one of the best vacations that you've ever had and the best experience that you can remember with your kids and your significant other or your friends or whoever you're going with. I get a lot of feedback from clients after their vacations, and it's funny because, it's not these are all the rides that we got to ride, and these are the meals that we ate, and this whole plan that we had worked out perfectly. Every time I get feedback, it's always, thank you so much for helping us plan this time that we got to spend together and these memories that we got to make. And that is ultimately the core reason that people love coming here and why you should.
It's funny because, we do these dining reviews and we talk on the podcast about, these are the must-do things, and this is everything you have to see and what you have to ride, and the most popular rides, and ranking the top 5 and on the bottom this and that. And it's like, honestly, those are all fun things to talk about. Those get us excited about going to Disney. It's another way to kind of be immersed in that magic without physically being there. Like, this channel is an extension of that magic for us. We love talking about Disney, and it's just a way for us to constantly live that and share that with you. But none of it matters. If you go to Disney World and you don't get into Space 220 and you actually count yourself, I won't go there. But if you don't get whatever dining reservation you think is the most important thing, if you don't get to meet that princess, or if you don't get to maybe have the best view of the fireworks or that perfect night, or maybe it rains on you and you're in the middle of the dessert party and the fireworks are delayed and Tinkerbell doesn't fly, it's all noise. It doesn't matter. If you can let that stuff kind of go and just be in the moment with your family, with your friends, with your loved ones, that is going to result in such a special, magical trip. And it's hard, it's now more than ever, to put your phone down because Disney makes it really complicated. You have to be in your phone in the My Disney Experience app, constantly checking what the wait times are and scheduling Genie Plus lightning lanes and buying individual lightning lanes and putting in your mobile food orders or maybe ordering a snack. You have to be constantly doing these things, and it just takes you out of the moment and it puts you in your phone, which honestly, we try to get away from when we go into Disney World. It's so nice to be able to put your phone away and be in that moment and experience the smells and the sounds, and just some of our favorite memories are just these random little nothing things that we never planned. We didn't have a reservation for. We didn't look forward to it for months and months and months after having planned this magical vacation. They're just things that happened.
Yeah. So I think we should share some of those magical moments that we didn't plan for, that we never expected to happen, and they're burned into our memory. One of which that comes to mind right away is that we had traveled with some friends of ours, and we went over to Disney Springs. We were staying at Saratoga, and we went over to Disney Springs for the evening. And there's that fountain, kind of like a little, but kind of more like a splash pad area, kind of right whenever you come off the bridge from Saratoga. And the kids just kind of went in, and they had a little girl and our 2 boys, and just they got drenched and had so much fun. And it's some of my favorite pictures and some of my favorite memories from that trip, that it just happened.
Yeah, and that's something, I guess you could kind of plan it, but it was the spur of the moment nature. It was the fact that, we were tired from earlier and we were looking forward to dinner later, and we just had a minute, and the kids just kind of did their own thing, and we caught it on camera, and we share those pictures back and forth still, and it's one of the coolest memories. One of my favorite memories is we were staying in the Contemporary. We were doing Bay Lake Tower, and we had a theme park view, and it was just a perfect start to the trip. It was like a split stay. We were staying there 3 nights, and then I think we were going over to Animal Kingdom Lodge for 4 nights. Anyway, we were going to Disney Springs, and Jennings was super small, and Aiden is 5 years older than Jennings, so he's a little bit older, and he would sleep a little bit later, still does. But he was sleeping on the pull-out couch, and Jennings ran over to him because Aiden was still asleep. And I think you and I were just getting around and getting coffee and stuff, and Jennings says, "Too tired to go to downtown Disney? We're leaving you here." we just died laughing. And it was just one of those moments where, if you're just focused on getting to the next thing and hitting that next dining reservation or hitting that next lightning lane, you're gonna miss out on so much. And if you can maybe just still do those things. They're fun and they're important, and those let you have great memories too. But I found myself in so many instances like holding myself back from getting stressed out about being late for a number of things: park opening, reservations, rides, whatever it is, dessert parties, fire, whatever it is. And that would, again, pull me out of the moment. It would stress me out, and we would just snap at each other. We'd rush around. But things like that, to where like it takes a 4-year-old just saying, "We're leaving you here," in this cheery voice, like super excited to just go explore Disney Springs and maybe get a souvenir, and just had no care in the world other than he knew he was in such a cool, magical place at the start of this amazing trip, and he was just messing around with his brother. And that to me was like, that has stuck with me for years. That was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and it was just so fun, and I just remember it so well.
We even made t-shirts because it was such a common phrase in our house to like joke about.
Yeah.
Silly. We've had great memories from our trips too. There were also planned experiences that maybe we just didn't really, like, we planned the experience, but we didn't really know how it was all going to play out and what the feelings would be. For instance, Aiden did Pirates League back in the day whenever it was still at Magic Kingdom. And what was so cool, like, we planned it and we had a reservation and all of that, but what was really cool about that experience was how many people, guests in the park, cast members, that talked to him for the whole rest of the day, and he felt like the coolest person because, like, he was all done up like a pirate and people kept talking to him about it. So, I mean, you can have like really cool moments, even if they're planned too. That's not what we're trying to say, but it is really important to us to live in the moment and to just kind of embrace those magical moments that happen that you don't really expect and that you don't necessarily have to plan for. And that's just truly the like to the core reason to come here.
I see so many people. We're in the parks multiple times a week. You know, we make our living making content and doing all of this so that we can share all of these experiences. And I see so many people that are not living in the moment and they are just focused on getting that next thing, and you know, they're mad because their kids are cranky or tired or hungry or something. And coming here is not going, just because you spend a lot of money on this vacation, that's not going to change your kid's personality, right? And so adapting and overcoming and going with the flow and changing plans and making it an enjoyable vacation, like that's all part of this.
Yeah.
And so I think we, us included, we get so wrapped up in making a checklist of all the things that, like, in order to have the best Disney vacation, you have to ride the newest ride. You have to try the newest snack. You have to eat at the newest restaurant. So I'm thinking like Tron, Rodeo Roundup Barbecue, you know, Rise of the Resistance was huge forever. You got to see the new lands and do all the new things and get the Magic Band pluses and do all this stuff. We have done literally all of that, and none of it holds a candle to if you just can spend just a day or a few days or a week or however long it is living in the moment, enjoying the people that you're with, and just making those memories. If you're liking this format where we did not do an outline, we did not do talking points, we just chose something that was really passionate to us to talk about, and we just had a little chat between us and with you. If you're liking this format, let us know. We'll do more of them. We do want to share the things that you really can't script all the time as well.
Absolutely. So this was fun for us, and this was like a little peek into our daily life of what we talk about and what we do.
It's not the souvenirs that are overpriced, let's be honest. It's not
Although those are fun too.
They're fun. It's not the dining reservations that are also overpriced. It's not the drinks. It's not the rides. It's the memories that you're going to take back. And those mean everything to us.
Yes. Yes, they do. If you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.